All right, gentlemen, let's work. It's been a minute. Been a while. Mic check. 1, 2. I'm not letting this happen again. Here comes the echo. I sound great. I sound freaking amazing. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Prepared. My settings are right. Heck yeah. It's freaking good to be back. Where the heck is this? I lost this file. Just getting right into lost files from the get-go. That should still be there, right? What? I found it, right? There we go. Okay. What's up? Oh, we got people in the chat already. Yeah, I left you guys starving for some AC Bagel, huh? When was the last time I streamed? It's been, over a week. Week or 2 weeks? 11 days. Oof. Almost 2 weeks. I put a community post up saying I got just swamped with work. Good stuff. Busiest time for my company ever. Got just crazy amount of contracts pouring in for franchise locations, and I just could not keep up. Just messing up all my hours and responsibilities and everything. So I got a little bit done here in the last 11 days. Man, I can't even remember where I left off last time. Let me look at my old stream actually and see what I was working on. What was the last thing I did last stream? So I was working through this fight. Okay, and then just transitioned. Okay, so on my own, I picked up right from here, and I built another few minutes after that. What's up, Goop? Thank you for being here, good sir. Star Wars Marvel Purist is covering Dark Tide Ruin right now, live. A few others will be joining. I don't think I read that one. Let me look that up. I know that's an NJO book, but yeah, I never read that one. That's a shame. My NJO experience was I'd be at the library and I'd see books on the shelf and I would read them. So, you know, back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, that was those books were all over the place at the library. They had all those NJO books, the young adult novels, and like the kids sections and all. So I didn't really understand how to look at timelines and stuff, and I was a kid when I read most of it. So kid and young teen. So I would just grab whatever was on the shelf and I'd start reading it. So I read NJO completely out of order. And I've, of course, missed a few on the way because that series is large. So it's definitely on my list to read again chronologically and not miss anything. But I don't remember ever reading Dark Tide. Not the first or the second one. I must have missed that one. Wait, is that what is Vector? Oh, Vector Prime's a different one, yeah. Okay. Does that connect to it? I read Vector Prime, but I never read the others. That's cool. Yeah, I've had a few people recommend Star Wars Marvel Purist to me. I'll give him a sub right now. Look at that. Hey, Star Wars Marvel Purist raid. Ooh. Whoa. What was that? Is that the prequel story to Episode 1 with Maul? Is that what that is? I think I've read that before. If that's what I think that is. It was a short story. That short story is phenomenal. Dude, James Luceno is so freaking amazing. Let's show this man some love. Give him a sub here. I have had people recommend him to me, and I just haven't taken the effort to look at his stuff yet. Dang. So he covers a lot of news and EU stuff, it looks like. Cool, cool, cool. I don't think he doesn't like Star Wars theory, it looks like. That's funny. Okay, anyways, I won't get into that. So this is what you... Oh, Allie Boyd. You were the one who was in my chat early in the stream last time and I wasn't talking. I was having a full conversation with you, like responding to what you were saying, and there was just no... I found out later there was no volume. You like rightly did not stick around when I'm just like streaming for 10 minutes, not saying a word, ignoring everything in chat. I was trying to have a whole conversation with you, and I was like, man, he doesn't want to answer what I'm asking him. That one's totally on me, though. 100% my fault. Thank you for coming back. Loud and clear this time. Yes, sir. Tried. Yep, I will check out his videos or streams. Yeah, I definitely will do. Okay, so let's get a little recap. So, if you recall, we finished the Rock World segment with the new battle with the Raptor and everything. We went through Grogu's flashback that I have connected and extended all into one sequence. We transition right over here to moving to the next act of the film, essentially. This is a 4-act film. So we're transitioning into Act 3 here. So right about the midway point of the movie, we get the new mission. We did all the Mandoa through this conversation. All this is sounding great now. I re-recorded a few of these lines. They're just Mandoa, so there's only like 3 people in the world who would notice, but I'm one of them, and somebody else in my chat is one of them, so it was worth it. And then at the end of last stream, I was starting to review some of my Boba Fett footage and brainstorm what I was going to do. So I have definitively decided, again, this is after the Battle of Tatooine, so I cut Boba Fett's ending a little short here after these guys get yoinked. Okay, so they kill the other crime families. This is in the show. You get this slow fade in to show a little transition of time. And then it would cut to the long thing of Boba Fett walking through the streets, looking at his town, that music. Nice, peaceful. He gets his Wampa fruit. Why do they all have to bow? Would you rather them be shooting? So that whole walk over to Chrysanthemum and his crew, I cut that, so we just go from some B-roll footage straight to this. So you don't get that long walk conversation. It just wraps up the Battle of Tatooine rather quickly and gets you back into space and the action on Mando. I love that sequence, so it's not cut. Don't worry. I've just moved it over here because I discovered it's such a great transitionary piece to show, okay, there has been some progression of time from this Rock World thing to what Boba's doing through Grogu. Now this new mission on Plaisir. Now we check back in with Boba. So I'm at this point I'm telling an ABC plotline structure. So I've got Din, his story interweaves with Boba here and there, but I've also got a solo Boba storyline, and then I've got a solo Grogu storyline, and then Bo-Katan gets a few scenes here and there, but I wouldn't really consider her flow part of that ABC structure because she gets some characterization in the raptor hunt that I showed, but that's kind of just like a one-off 8-minute segment. And of course, she becomes a more main character as the movie goes on. So I've moved this Boba scene back here to show, hey, there's been a progression of time. The city's rebuilding. Things are because I got to lead into the Hutt conflict, and there needs to be a little bit of time passing for this to develop. So we cut back here through the Boba stuff. We get this whole walk. This I gotta move. Okay, so then he does his walk thing. We get a fade out, show another quick transition of time, and that's kind of where I left off. I started working on the next Boba segments. I like this entrance into Garza's thing earlier. I like this one better than just the entrance. So there, in the show, Boba Fett walks into Garza's like 4 different times, and they have, excuse me, slightly different conversations and stuff, and they're like kind of unrelated to the direct plot line, so I can move them around in any order I want. I like this walk into Garza's the best. The conversation here. This is actually lines from later in the movie or later in the show that are from Boba Fett that were unhelmeted that are now moved here to be helmeted. So I've wiped some of the conversation and replaced some lines for this new dialogue here. So I haven't moved it over yet. I'll move it over and then kind of show you a little bit how it all flows together. So I just need this to go right here. I've got everything built after this. I just wanted to replace the walk. That should fit like right here pretty well. How about Andor, guys? Anybody watch Andor last night? The last 5 episodes I thought were just phenomenal. That was my goodness. Sorry, that was insanely loud on my ears. I really, really enjoyed the ending of Andor. And I say that someone I'm not like a huge Andor stan, but I thought they nailed the ending. A lot of emotional payoffs, and in that like final montage, I actually connected with Cassian Andor emotionally for the first time ever. I just never thought, I've talked about it on stream, I never thought he was that interesting of a character, mostly because I was making comparisons to Kyle Katarn, and I just thought Kyle Katarn was a better written character overall. But, you know, you got multiple books, multiple games about Kyle Katarn. Cassian was like barely even the main character in his own show. But after last night, I walked away very happy and like, okay. I can officially say I'm a Cassian fan now. He's not my favorite character in the world, but he had a cool character arc. They tied it up perfectly, I thought. Good series, good series. If they could combine the directing talent that Gilroy has with actual Star Wars like lore knowledge and reverence, they did that a few times. Like you get some Easter eggs in Andor that 100% was not coming from Tony Gilroy. Like people are saying Tony Gilroy needs to take over Lucasfilm. No, have you guys ever listened to interviews with Tony Gilroy? Like literally, the man says, "I do not like Star Wars." I mean, that he's quoted saying that. I do not like Star Wars. He said, that's my superpower. And then, like, the interviewer gets really awkward. I was like, makes a face. He's like, well, not that I don't like it. I never had a reverence for it. So that's kind of my superpower, is that I come to Star Wars without loving Star Wars. But for a president of Lucasfilm, you got to know your stuff. You can't just have. I'm not saying he's insanely talented as a director and storyteller, and I think it's fine what he did with Andor. He had a team around him that helped him with the lore, but you can't have that kind of. He's not a visionary for Star Wars. He's a very, very talented scriptwriter and director. A Star Wars authority says he tried to read the Kenobi novel again recently. Yup, John Jackson Miller. I met him at GalaxyCon a couple months ago. You liked the prologue, but was not invested by Chapter 1. You blame the Book of Boba Fett Tuskens. It is a very slow book. It is. It's if especially like coming off of what you read before. If you're doing a chronological read, like Dark Lord: The Rise of Darth Vader, the Episode 3 novel, and some of that stuff. It's a much slower read. I really liked it, but I'm a big Obi-Wan Kenobi fan, and I think it does his characterization so well. Yeah, there's like a bunch of side characters and like local drama and stuff that can just feel small and a little slow. But try to have like Obi-Wan's character development at the front of your mind, and maybe you'll enjoy it a little more. I wouldn't put it in my top 10 or anything, but I think it's a wonderful novel. It's a more like poetically beautiful novel, and just being able to grow Obi-Wan into Ben more than anything. All right, so here's this transition. That freaking music is all messed up. Hold on. That is so freaking loud. Hold on. Let's figure that out. Musical transitions don't want to line up for this, actually. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why did it do that? That's odd. That needs to start there. That can't fade out that far either, because you're getting the next episode. That's the sounds like the Mandalorian. Why did that sounds like the audio of the Mandalorian episode? Oh, it is. Huh. Nope. That sounds horrible still. Hold on. I'll figure it out. Just gonna move this over, maybe. Well, it's still so loud. Who permitted this to be so loud? Let me hear that again. It's so freaking loud. It's getting closer. That didn't. This is a weird transition. There we go. That wasn't too bad. So see what I did there was to transition the two walks. So you've got Boba on one side of town. Part of the problem is sometimes he walks with his helmet on, sometimes he walks with it off. So you can't just do direct cuts. You got to like bounce up and show other. So he's on his patrol of his city, meeting people as he is the new ruler of Tatooine after a successful battle. We punch out for this transition. I just take this shot, start punching out. We use the tower as a reference point, and then I find a frame where we're now on the other side of the tower. So before, you see, here's this cliff face right here. Now when we cut in, Boba Fett's going to be walking like in this area. So we cut back. You've got that tower as an immediate reference. There's a cliff face we were just looking at. And now I pan down, and it's Boba's got his helmet back on, and it's like he's been marching around for a while doing all this. That's what I want. You got no sound from Premiere? Are you serious? How do I mess up my settings every time? You kidding me? My mic works, but this doesn't. Awesome. It's not muted. It's Windows again. So ridiculous.
Should have let them carry you on a litter.
There you go. Sorry. But it doesn't matter how many times I set my default input and output. My sound settings, Microsoft, at any point in time will do whatever it wants with them. It switches my default. It tries to throw stuff on the Oculus that's powered off. It tries to turn my headphones into my speaker. It tries to throw the sound onto a monitor that doesn't have anything, and then OBS freaks out when it's trying to look at what it's doing. Ugh. I bet that like sound transition work I was doing was really boring when you guys couldn't hear anything. Good news is I can't get copyrighted for that section.
You should have let them carry you on a litter.
I'm not being carried around the streets like a useless noble.
It is a sign of power to the people of Mos Espa. They're used to seeing the huts paraded around the streets.
Jabba ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
So normally that conversation happens when they're unmasked, walking in a different area. So it's moved over here now. And now we're going to get... now we'll transition to inside Garza's.
Seeing the huts paraded around the streets.
Jabba ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
Look at this. There's no original audio. This is all replaced audio. The music is similar, but I found a rendition, a cover that I liked a lot better. So this is a private cover of this song. I replaced all that audio, some of the dialogue, all of the background noise, and then some sound effects and stuff. See how well that all syncs up? I freaking loved that. I had to redo like every single visual clip to match his thumbs and stuff.
No, we're not here for drinks. We have business with Garza Whip.
Good. Okay. So happy with all that. We go through the whole Garza conversation. Again, I've edited this to remove all mentions of the Pikes. This is just Boba kind of asserting dominance and ownership over this place as the new daimyo. Again, he's doing it with respect, essentially. I was having a mental debate earlier on my next scenes. On if because I need him to go back to Garza's again in the future. So I need the right scene order to make that happen. It sounds like it was good that we didn't hear if it was too loud. Oh yeah, dude, that was blowing my eardrums out. I was thinking of making a video showing how much Disney ripped from the EU. That would be a long video, dude. That would be a 18-hour documentary if you wanted to do that. For wanting to like kill the EU timeline and do their own thing, they certainly rely on the EU for a lot. I'm a fan of long videos also, though, so I'd watch it. Okay, so my mental debate was, you know, I've got this scene where he leaves and then can get ambushed by the assassins. Or he leaves and the Hutts show up. And both could technically work. So here's my big picture order of events I'm working with. I'm trying to figure out what order of scene works to tell this story. Boba Fett's establishing himself as the new daimyo. the Hutts start to encroach on his territory. We have just a flavor text line, a voice line of that earlier in the film. The Hutts are already showing interest in my territory, but I'll be there when you need me. So I've teased that, so I need to show that at some point soon. And big picture, Chrysanthemum Antonin is going to betray Boba, go with the Hutts, then try to assassinate Boba. Then you've got the assassins who try to assassinate Boba. I'm 50-50 on if I want to include the scene of the new mayor. I talked about it on a previous stream. I would just have to like recolor the robe. And since I'm doing Ithorian subtitles, I would just wanted to say like this is the brother of the previous mayor. You know, I was sent by the Ithorian compound to replace my traitorous brother or something. Though this one would still be. I think I would not make this one a scumbag. I would want him to be supportive of Boba. So I have that to work with, and then you've got, of course, the scenes where the Hutts come to Boba's palace, and that's after Boba captures Chrysanthemum Antonin. And then you've got the scene of Garza's sanctuary blowing up. So what I intend to tell is this story of, you know, Boba trying to establish himself as the new ruler after all these sacrifices he's made to take Tatooine. The Hutts, of course, you know, as Hutts do, immediately encroach on his territory and try to take everything he just built, or at least use Boba. You know, Hutts are crafty and cunning a lot of the time. They're political creatures. They're very good at you know, grand scale tactical decision making. So they're trying to, you know, take Boba out of the picture one way or another, or get Boba to benefit them. And so of course they're trying multiple approaches, and Boba's wrestling of mentally, like, he knows he's got a commitment to go to Mandalore. How's he going to balance that commitment, his Mandalorian family, with losing his whole territory? And yeah, I want these like multiple attempts on his life. That's why I'm doing both assassination sequences. So it's like the pressure is getting so much, and I want you to feel like he's getting pulled in two different directions. Like he knows he either has to stay here and deal with stuff, or he's got to just give up everything he just sacrificed for and built. And so I want to do the two assassination attempts. There's a couple dialogues in between those with the Hutts. And then I'm thinking I want to kind of end that arc with Garza getting bombed. This cantina exploding. I won't show the Pikes being the ones who did it. I'll have it be more implied as a Hutt agent, and that's gonna be the thing where Boba's just like, man, this sucks. This isn't really. You know, you've got the scene of him like sitting at the table, the big dinner feast with Fennec, and he's like really moping. And I think, I haven't put all of it together yet, but from viewing the scenes, I think that context can work a little bit. Whereas in the show it made Boba just seem like a whiner, but now that he's got these decisions pulling him in different directions and he's deliberating, do I actually want to go to war with the Hutts and deal with assassination attempts every day, or do I want to go be with this Mandalorian kin that showed me love, like reminds him of his own father, and I think that's kind of consistent with Boba Fett's EU arc as well, where he does become a little bit more, how would you say that, like nuanced in his thinking. He changes a little bit. He's still Boba Fett deep down. He'll still shoot you in the face if you step out of line. But, he's like training Jedi. He becomes a little bit of an anti-hero arc here and there, rather than just a villain, which I like. And then he takes the title of Mandalore. So definitely has some growth, and I want to reflect that as much as possible. So that's the plan. That's why I'm working with like these 2 assassination attempts, 2 discussions with Hutts and Garza's bombing, and it's just like, what order do I want to slot all these things in to show the pressure ramping up? Here we go. Okay. Yep. I think the Hutts would try to kill first, try diplomacy if that doesn't work, then try to kill again. Okay. So working that in my brain, that would mean we start with this assassin. If the Hutts are going to do it, they would try like this anonymous thing first before outing themselves as being the ones who send assassins. So we would do this scene. He can capture this guy. That guy can say what? Is he going to say like the instead of the mayor sent me, he can say like the Hutts sent me. Then we go to the mayor scene. Then we cut back to Plaisir, and next time we cut to Boba, it's the other Hutt scene where we see that Chrysanthemum is betraying Boba. Then I probably have to keep that first mayor scene paired with that one. And then, let me think. Then we would go to so if we do mayor scene, then the Hutts roll up on Garza's. They talk. Chrysanthemum betrays Boba. He just like walks over and sides with the Hutts. Then later on, Chrysanthemum attacks Boba at night. Boba's team beats him. Then the Hutts come visit Boba at his palace. Then you've got the bombing. So that order might work. There's a couple sections in my head there where I'm not sure how the scene length and transitions are going to work with the other things. But I think big picture, that's a good idea. And I agree. Yeah, I think the Hutts would anonymously try to kill Boba first. Then reach out to him after that fails. Then try to, he tells them to screw off. Then they try to assassinate him more boldly. And then they come to him again and tell him, like, hey, when they roll up on the palace, they're going to be like, either you work with the Hutts or for the Hutts, or we'll keep sending people after you until you die. Right? This is going to be the rest of your life. You don't have the ability to fight the entire Hutt cartel. So that's going to be some of the motivation for Boba. It's just like, man, hey, you got your revenge on Bib Fortuna. You showed everybody that you could do it. But do you actually want to live this lifestyle until you inevitably just get offed? Did you see that trailer I sent you of that animated trailer for a KOTOR fan film? Animated? I thought it was a live action one. I watched that trailer. Is this something else? Are you talking about like the live action one that's like 11 minutes long? It's like a prequel episode to KOTOR. I mean, it's the Endar Spire battle, but is that what you're talking about, or did you send me something else? I apologize. I cannot remember. Yeah, you'll have to remind me. If it's the live action one, yeah, I watched that whole thing. I was impressed. It was fun. Some of the production quality on it was very high for being a fan film. I enjoyed it a lot. Like the hallways of the Endar Spire looked so good. Yeah, it's a fan film. I'm not going to criticize a fan film really, but awesome. I know they're planning like a whole movie in 2026. It looks like. I enjoyed it. No, something else. What did you send me? Where is that? Oh, KOTOR Echoes. That's what you're talking about. Yeah, that's the thing that was that on like Unreal Engine or something. Yeah, I didn't. Is that actually like gonna be a full movie? I thought that was kind of just like a one-off, 60-second animation. I didn't realize that would. Are they actually making a whole thing of it? Because that looked super good. I mean, that looked like insanely well animated. Sounds like a pretty good plan for the hut thing. Seems to make sense. Okay. So we transition off of here around 1:30, 1:10. We roll with boba scenes for it's like 5 minutes. I need to get the prison scene first where the dude fesses up. Okay, and I was building that somewhere and I can't remember. Where did I stick that? Because I was like already... I don't need that. Why is that even alive? What is that? Oh, man. This is why you can't take breaks when you edit. You forget where you put stuff. It's the sequence like in Boba's palace where he's got the guy as a prisoner and he like drops him in the Rancor pit. That's what I'm looking for. Where the hell did I put that? I don't see it. Where did I put that? I know I was working on it somewhere. I recorded voice lines for it. So the guy would say, the hut sent me. So the mayor sent me. What the heck? Where is it this? No. That's the briefing. Shoot. Really? That's my edited Chrysanthemum fight. What in the world did I... Where did I put that? What do I have? No. What about you? No, that was for that other preview. No, that's where I made my pelly. Where did I put this segment? It's not any... I 100% worked on this. Where did it go? I think I've checked everything though. That's brutal. How did I just lose it? I guess I've misplaced it. The Authority did not realize you had to be female to recruit Disciple. Yeah, Handmaiden is a better companion, though, I will say. I will say it. Not many people are big Disciple fans. Dang, I'm mad at myself for losing this. I truly am. I have the voice line, so where... Let me find those. Oh, there's so many voice lines I've got saved. Oh, Goop, speaking of that, I need to re-record those Craya lines for you. I just got reminded because I see my old Craya lines in here. Is it this?
I was sent by the Hutts. The Hutts sent me. Let me out! He screamed in a panic.
Okay, that's where I started trying to record the stuff.
I was sent by the Hutts. The Hutts sent me. Let me out. I was sent by the Hutts. I was sent by the Hutts.
There we go. So I found my voice lines, but I can't find my segment in my timeline where I... it's odd. I'm going to have to just... It's not a super hard thing to make. I just want to know where the frick it went. Alright, let's start from scratch, I guess. What freaking episode is that in? Would that be... Is that episode 1? No, it's the start of episode 2. I remember that from the show, because they like... I believe they open up the next episode with it. Is that right? Book of Boba Fett, episode 2. I think they open up... Do I have that out here already? For... What are you? 1... 6... Come on. Where are you? I must have, like, accidentally deleted that whole segment somehow. 7, man. The heck is this? And why is this just out here randomly? Why is that just randomly over there? Some cut Plaisir scenes. Alright, I must have accidentally deleted that, I guess. I could check through like 100 autosaves, but it's not that much work to redo. Need episode 2. Is it you? Yeah. Okay. So much better. I don't know what you're talking about, but I agree. Sukui! What's up, Shoya? I saw your Discord message. I forgot to respond, but like ChatGPT was saying you made the Way of Mandalore or something. Yeah, look at this, guys. Shoya is a content creator. This is from ChatGPT. Known for producing high-quality Star Wars fan edits and related media, his work includes reimagined versions of existing Star Wars content, such as The Way of Mandalore, which is a fan-made movie saga that re-edits and combines elements from the Mandalorian Book of Boba Fett series. New VFX, audio... Now, Shoya certainly does get a lot of credit for being on here, but that's hilarious. It just like so boldly gives it to you. It's like no shame. You have a presence on Steam, including a broader interest in digital media and interactive entertainment. Do these links take you to my page on Original Trilogy? That's funny. This is why breaks in editing are forbidden. Yeah, this is my fault. I take ownerships for this. Okay, so it's like so I said it's the beginning of episode 2? Yeah. Because she like walks in. Now I don't need this because she's walking in alone. Whereas in mine, she shouldn't. So what I do is I've already done this edit before, so I did a just like right here. Basically just like right here. I pull in a fade in from black. Because the previous shot is Boba slamming his electro staff on this guy's face. And it like cuts to black. So we're viewing this from like the perspective of this assassin who is now like essentially waking up is what I'm trying to show right here.
Who sent you?
So let's listen to this and fix what we need to
Who
fix.
sent you? What were your orders? Speak, prisoner. Well, if he's not gonna speak, he no longer needs his head. We spared your life after you tried.
This Ichuta, I mean, that's essentially an FU in Star Wars when you use it in that context. They say it in The Mandalorian Season 1, Episode 1. The bar fight guy. Mando comes in and he goes, Ichuta, Mando. You know, it most directly translates into an F-bomb. I couldn't do it. I couldn't, like, subtitle that. I felt wrong doing it. I don't have anything personally against it, but it didn't feel right to do in Star Wars. Just to have like an F-bomb in the as a translation, as a curse. So I just did damn you. Which I'll even though it really is used in the context of like F you right here, I'll probably just have to do damn you again for this one, just because I feel like that would just take people out of it if they just see that translated on their screen. What do you guys think? I mean, this is clearly an FU. That's what this means. Star Wars has just never subtitles it. Do I even subtitle it, or do I just leave it blank and let your mind? I'm not sure how many people even know that, though. Yeah, the source is linked to your page. That's funny. ChatGPT is both very smart and very dumb at the same time often.
We spared your life after you tried to take mine. And you curse me. What do we know of this prisoner?
Blank. No subtitles, you say? Just let your mind translate it? Damn. Okay, I could do damn you. That's what I did earlier.
Ichuta! We spared your life after you tried to take mine. And you curse me.
I mean, I could do what? Screw you sounds too earthy. I'll probably roll with damn you. Because Boba even mentions, like, and you curse me. So I have to think of both the experienced Star Wars fan and the newbie who's a casual watching this. They might not be familiar with that phrase, so I want it to come across clear that this is a curse. curse you and you curse me. I mean, a damn is essentially a harsher word for curse. It's like an eternal curse, essentially. That's what it would most literally translate to.
What do we know of this prisoner?
He is of the Order of the Night Wind.
Assassin for hire.
Very expensive.
Overpriced. You're paying for the name.
Their reputation is legendary. There is no way this one will talk.
I know of their reputation.
They're just people in hoods.
There is no way he will talk. They fear no man.
Fine. Perhaps he fears the Rancor.
Okay, this I need to fix. I've always hated how this looks. Because you can, like, very clearly see there's not a Rancor. Look how high that goes. And he, like, freaks out, but wouldn't you be like, okay, the door's, like, 33% up and there's no Rancor? Are they bluffing? Which they are in this case. I'm trying to think it, because at the end of my series, the Rancor gets shot, and the last we see of it, it just like F's off over the buildings. It just like runs away. So it's not unreasonable to say that Boba does have another Rancor. I've always hated how this visually looks with the door coming up that much. Like, I think it should cut like here basically, and then he should freak out like immediately. So if I just cut the door opening that much. Ichuta subtitle. I dare one of you to use that at work this week. Use that to somebody in your office or whatever. Tell me Chuta and report back to me on the next stream of what happened.
I was sent by the mayor! The mayor sent me! Let me out!
So this is where he's got to go. I was sent by the Hutts. Wait, the tone of this is very difficult to get since he's like a panicked scream. What the heck am I trying? It's very hard to replicate that.
It's empty.
Okay, that's kind of cringe of her just to yell that. I do not like that. We get the point, Missy.
Assassin of the Night Wind.
If it's like an actual Earth rat, why? Who thought a real Earth rat was instead of a Womp rat? And that thing has like no CGI After Effects on it. That thing looks horrible. How hard is it just to do a Womp rat? What is the thought process? Someone's like, all right, what creature should we put in here? A Womp rat? Someone goes, no. Just make it look exactly like a rat from Earth. Great idea, man. That's relatable. If you clip me the scene, you could try to add a Rancor behind the door. Truly? I had somebody recommend that to me a long time ago on an old version of this. I was intrigued by it. I can send this to you. I'm definitely open to that idea that like Boba got his Rancor back and put it in there. Throw some Rancor growl in there or something, you know. So then let me brainstorm how that would work. Because then we wouldn't cut back to this.
Assassin of the night wind. Shall we visit the mayor?
Then obviously I can't have her say that. I'm trying to brainstorm how that would work if there's an actual Rancor in it. You know, I'm wondering. I mean, we could just like simulate screams like this guy gets eaten by the Rancor. Just be done with him.
Shall we visit the mayor?
Shall we visit the mayor? I'm trying to say that could technically, if I change her to say like, shall we visit the new mayor? Then that can lead into their next trip.
Shall we visit?
Heh. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Heh. Dun 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 dun. I am interested, Goob, though. I like I said, I had somebody suggest that like years ago. Was it you even? It was on Original Trilogy. Let's do it. Let me throw this in my export thing and get that over to you, and you can see if you can do anything with it. I'll just start from here.
I was sent by them! No, send me! Let me out!
Then I'll send you like through here, basically. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Let's take a risk. Teamwork. Da, 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 da. Just do it right now. I'll throw it up on a Google Drive for you. Oops. No need for Blu-ray on that. So there's whatever. Ooh, she big. No need for that much. Let's go like 30. What's my, oh, there we go. I was like, what? That was way too much. I can probably go 60. We want this to be high quality if you're trying to do VFX on it. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, that's gonna go so fast. Let me catch up on some chats here. The Authority has uploaded a few Jedi Master Zez-Kyle Nar Shaddaa videos. Cool. Zez-Kyle's a very interesting character. I've watched some of the clips you put up of your KOTOR playthrough. I commented on a couple of your... I think it was like yours when your character was confronting Scion or something. I think what the guy says in the first episode of Mando is Achuta, which means hey, hello. But I feel Ichuta doesn't need a subtitle since Boba says it's a curse. Interesting. Is it really? Does he say? Huh. Well, the guy in the Mando season 1, he's like mad because his drink gets knocked over. Because everybody like turns to look at Mando coming through the door, and somebody knocks his drink, and then he says, "Ichuta, Mando, you spilled." What was it? It's like Yasu Miyokala. You spilled my drink. Dang, that comment was delayed like 5 minutes. Yours, like posting? Then he can freak out. Dude can say the Hutts hired him. Then you can have a shot above and hear some Rancor chomp chomp noises. Use that shot of them looking at each other with some crunchy munchy while they look satisfied. You know? I like the way you think. Let me get you this clip. You can start brainstorming. That'll be very cool. That'd be something I'd even be like happy to share with others. Where did I put this? I like when fan editors like do an effect like that and just put it out there for other people. I didn't even look where I exported that to. Music. Yes, that makes sense. It's in my music folder. Okay, she's uploading real quick. I'll DM you a link of that. Okay, so let's just get the main stuff here for that. So we're going to take you and bring you all the way over here. And then we'll cut on the crunch or something. I gotta get the Hutts. I gotta get this voice line fixed though. I couldn't get.
I was sent by the Hutts. The Hutts sent me. Let me out.
I just did that because all I would need is the word the Hutts.
Sent by the Hutts.
But it's. I was trying to see if I needed to like replace his other words. There isn't enough urgency in this. The one word works, but if I.
I was sent by the Hutts. I was sent by the Hutts.
I was sent by the Hutts.
I was sent by the Hutts. I was sent by the Hutts.
I mean, they obviously don't sound like the same guy, so I'm trying to brainstorm how to do that. Dang. Heck. Is there any like voice settings I can do that can match it a little better? I can't make a voice model off this guy because he has like one line. I think you gotta have a minimum of like 10 seconds.
I was sent by the.
I mean, there's no way this is gonna sound right, but I just wanna see.
I was sent by the
Hutts. The Hutts sent me.
I just want to just hear it, just cause.
I was sent by the
Hutts. The Hutts
sent me.
Just trying to brainstorm options. Can I get away with just doing one word, or do I need to just find a way to replace the whole thing?
Hutts. Hutts
Sent me.
Any ideas on that? How do I get that type of delivery? It's like that intense. Squid aliens have an annoying voice. What, the Quarren? The ones I spent like 10 hours building their voices in the Mandalorian episodes? Is that what you're talking about? That voice is freaking beautiful. You don't like that? When I watched it, I thought he was going for a "Hey Mando, I'm talking to you" since Din walked in. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I could redub him for you at some stage. Could replace all his dialogue so it matches. Yeah. I need to not have sleeping kids in the house so I can, like, scream into my mic. I'll just leave this in as a placeholder. I'm 100% not using that, but just so we can move on. Goob, if you... The one I sent you, I removed him saying mayor, so if you want to try to attempt that too, I can send it to you with none of that too, with him not saying anything, but let's get to that later. So I think we have a good plan though, because we get the fight. Let me make sure I got this transition right. No, I didn't do that. Hold on. Come on.
Who sent you?
Okay, that's all messed up. It's all wrong.
Sent you.
It's closer.
Who sent you?
There we go.
What?
Okay, so we get through that. Now we've got a good, nice 7-minute boba segment there. Love it. Love it. So we need the crunchy noises as they look at each other. Okay, I'm gonna cut this.
It's empty. It's empty. Assassin benighted.
I could change her line there. Oh, come on. What's up, TY Ty 202? Man, she's something's making this chug. That's the same reason I said at some stage. Yeah, okay. Honestly, you'd have better luck just recording that yourself, or maybe use an alien language. Yeah, we'll find some other solution. Even probably pay a voice actor like $1 on Fiverr to yell that line into a mic. Ties on to something. Could use some alien dialogue from Tor. Do you have any like Huttese that's spoken by a human in that game? That's a good idea. If let's see. Hut male crazy. I just don't think you'll be able to make it sound like a human. I mean, that noise is... Alright, enough. That noise is never coming from a human. Oh, maybe the Twi'leks speak Huttese sometimes, don't they?
Tuamumbe.
That's such a wimpy voice.
Nucha madamana. Koroja kunto.
That might work, though.
Chikota chawabon.
I can lower the pitch a little bit on him. Here's a low voice one.
Yi, batame. Mibuna watwipi. Chioto flingola.
You gotta listen to so many of these things. Look how many voice lines there are. And then, like, just one of them, he'll be screaming. It's intense.
Nuchipawa. Conchita. Conchita. Unkabe.
Well, I could use that for something.
Ichuta. Ichuta. Ubanya. Aya. Mumbai. Ya. Bato.
Why does he sound so friendly, though?
Chukusa. Gigi haku. Aguadopi. Chiliskata.
There we go. There's some good screams.
Jonga wika. Muhumwaga. Michutinut. Boska stupa.
There's an angry one.
Yokoto crispa. Chuoporana. Kupuna. Nichopachawa. Batu. Gomobunu. Womidope.
Womitope. They say that a lot in that game.
Ucha apanki. Taguabota. Yana de puno. Enya lia. Ki batu. Hinya bunya.
Anyone that sounds like afraid.
Haida naga. Jiho lokuta. Nigata pioto. Ki hasa de puño. Nito igupta. Ki hasa de puño.
That one might work, because he's like panicked sounding there, possibly. It's like angry or panicked.
Ki hasa de puño. Nudla girota. Nanole chuba. Kipuno kuchu. Gitpa da honga. Nenge achinoka. Tiha chitono. Hande kwea. Sabioto. Midwana skoto. Manamomichu. Haichopa naga. Chawana da bota. Chia smoktok. Ni shutkawa. Unka tebola. Uba chikuchu. Gupa vutak. Nichuwara kluki. Conchita slimo. Jo scruni. Dolpi kukunya. Upame kotugi. Ichupa denago. Ichupa denaga. Kapuna. Hota.
Well, there's a lot of here to...
Chupa no chinana shapakise. Konshi. Yobana pihota. Mindia. Tongmicha. No. Kaveje ulwan wiku sinchu dinoma. Yuta ida. Ikatuka. La jara roda mana.
Nice! I'm definitely going to use that one. Crunch. This is going to work. Great idea. I like it. Sung hata. Hata mulirachi. Hutt's paid me. Oh, that's like a Huttese translation? You'd have to get like a pretty convincing voice actor to say that, though, in a panicked way. I don't think AI can deliver the emotion needed to sell that. Yeah, I think you'd need a real person one way or the other. But we've got a few ideas here. I'm happy with them. These Tor audio files are in OGG video file format, which is like a video game type of packaging. So I gotta, I just gotta take them all and turn them into MP3 first. Oh, what I got, the new Shutter encoder. It always freaking does that to me too. It always tells you it has a new version that you need to download, and then you hit yes, and then it says download failed. It happened on their last version. I had to go back to their website and get it. Come on. Yes. You're welcome. Oh, I don't think I sent that to you yet, Goob. I've had that thing uploaded on my drive forever. the Rancor clip. Share, copy link. Oh. Anyone with the link can access. Here comes the MP4. That'll get you the Rancor visuals and audio. If you need any adjustments like the audio I exported, just let me know. Indeed, yes. Okay, let's get these just as an option. Then we got a few options for audio. We'll definitely have a solution with one of these plans. Good work. Good teamwork. Drop all you in here. I believe for these OGGs you just do that. Do not do that. What is that file path? That is definitely not where the file is located. So it's not even the right look. Can you see? Oh, you can't see on my D drive. Downloads. And then it throws it into users app data. Why is it doing that? How is it doing that? Oh, let's see what happens. See if it puts them here or not. No, it's... Why is it oh my goodness. Okay, it's throwing them all in app data local temp for some reason. Alright, whatever. Okay, we'll move on. Oh, I was trying to get the Fennec lines too. Okay, so once he gets chomped up... She thinks very lowly of the Assassins of the Nightwind, so I kind of want to just, like, have her insult him as he's getting eaten.
Assassin of the Nightwind.
We'll have Rancor crunching, screaming noises over there. I just wanted to say that, like, really sarcastically to him. And then we're going to be cutting some of that. It'll just be the audio, right? That's all I need. Though if I do have him get eaten, then I lose my ability to do the mayor brother scene, but I didn't really want to do that anyways. So I don't think I'm too upset about that.
Assassin of the Nightwind.
I've still got that messed up.
Assassin of the Nightwind.
Yeah, I might like record a line. I was leaving that. I might record like a goodbye, Assassin of the Nightwind. This shot won't be in here because he will be getting devoured by a Rancor. So we'll cut from like down there. Maybe I could show like this in reverse. Then you cut up here. You cut this stupid earth rat. Then you get the crunching up here. That would be good, I think. he probably wouldn't look up. I probably don't even need that. You can probably cut. Let's try. Okay, you can probably. I think this should look visually fine. Maybe you don't even need her taunting him here. I'd probably just get away without that. It's kind of unnecessary. Then you get the crunching there. This is the only line of like, what do I do with this? You can't say that. Bum, bum, bum. Could you just cut from like, so she's not even talking? Is this long enough to get the impact? It's close. I might slow it down like a couple percent maybe. Just get a little more punch on the end. And we'll have the crunching, screaming, dying noises going on in there too. Nice. I think we got a good plan. I like it, I like it, I like it. I kind of want that to go out. I hate when I have to do this. Okay. Oh, this is annoying. Okay. Because I want the Boba Fett soundtrack to roll into the next scene. As an intro back to Plaisir. Excuse me. Got like a grain of tea stuck in my throat. Wow. Hey, Hardwick. Good to see you, man. Have you heard about Higgsfield? It's an AI website specializing in movie-style effects. It has a face punch effect, bullet time explosions, etc. Especially interested in disintegration. I have not yet heard of Higgsfield. That sounds very expensive. Face punch. Interesting. Looks like it's... Was it all like slow motion stuff? This stuff is going to get so crazy soon. That looks... Oh my. That looks really good. That's probably the best... Dang. The punches look good. It's pretty impressive. Wow, it even, look how it even like shakes the earrings and stuff. You got a little bit of morphing on them. It's getting there though. Yeah, that's cool. I can keep an eye on it. What's that pricing like? That's not too bad. If you have like an effect you really, really need, and you think one of these can do it. It looks good for like music videos and stuff. Morph skin. Oh, whoa. Interesting. Yeah, those are some cool effects. There's potential there. This stuff is going to keep getting better and better and better. Cool. Thanks for sharing. I don't even remember a rat being there. Yeah, there's... Danny Trejo's a good choice for the Rancor Master Trainer. Yeah. He did good. I didn't use his scenes in mine, but not because of his own fault. Just not super necessary scenes. Didn't think they really led anywhere much. Ooh, got this out of the AI from the second louder take in this. You have a Mando accent on your Huttese.
Sung Huta, Huta Moleraji.
Sung Huta Moleraji.
Yeah, those are options too.
Sung Huta,
Sung Huta Moleraji.
Nice. Yeah, what? I'll definitely... I gotta make a marker here. I'll definitely come back to this part and touch up that audio. Okay, let's... boom. Let's transition. Let's see how the Oh no, what have I done? What have I done? Pip pip. On with it. Oh, these aren't even touching. Oh, that's... The last update Premiere did where they changed like the graphics of the transitions was... I hated that update. Everything looks worse. These things are so... These like fades are so much harder to grab to do what you want. They put all these like weird arbitrary rules. Like this. I hate that. You see how you can just take it away by doing that? It's so hard. Because, look! Why is that one not allowed anymore? You used to be able to crunch this down to like 1 frame. And then it was like so easy to move left and right, and now it like yanks you around. So yeah, that's what I hate there. I can't just pull this and extend it left. It extends on both ends unless I'm missing a hotkey. They announce. Oh. As I say it, I figure it out. You have to hold shift now to do it. Alright. You know, it's different. Maybe it's a me problem because I'm used to my old finger movements. Just received the Cestus Deception Jedi Trial and Revan the past few days. Clone Wars books, hardcovers. Revan used paperback, expanded universe hardcover is $85. The Disney one is $30. For the Revan book. Okay, yeah, hardcover for Revan. Oh, nice. Cool. I am interested in what you'll think of the Revan novel. It's very, very controversial. Definitely have to report back after you read that. I don't want to give my opinion on it until I hear what you have to say, but that's a good reading list. I just finished reading The Silmarillion for the first time, Lord of the Rings. Been in some free time to de-stress, been going through Lord of the Rings stuff, so I read The Silmarillion and just checked out The Hobbit from the library. I read those... Well, I read The Hobbit... Oh, man, probably like 16 years ago at this point. So I want to read it again as an adult. And I never read the main Lord of the Rings trilogy. How sad. So what I was trying to do like a chronological Lord of the Rings type of thing. It's just a universe I'd never spent too much time learning about, and when I deep dive, like when I did my deep dive of The Witcher a couple years back, I read every single book, every single comic, played the games. Like when I deep dive something, I deep dive. I don't leave anything out. So I'm starting to do it for Lord of the Rings for the first time. I've watched the movies casually and read The Hobbit, but yeah, just finished reading the Silmarillion. It was actually easier than I thought it would be. I know people say that's like a super difficult book, and it was difficult, but I came from reading Supernatural Encounters, which is like the Star Wars version of the Silmarillion. And that book is so much harder to read than the Silmarillion. Silmarillion's hard because there's like a lot of new character names and locations, especially me as someone who isn't as familiar with the Lord of the Rings universe as a whole to begin with. But with like a little research and just like having some tabs open on my phone and just like flipping back and forth through the pages to remind myself who the heck these characters were. It's written like a bunch of, if you haven't read it, it's like more history textbook rather than like a novel. Kind of just like broadly goes through events, and then sometimes we'll go into playing out small scenes here and there, do a short story of something here and there. So I enjoyed it. I like that kind of book. Lord of the Rings does have some like Easter egg tie-ins with Star Wars, especially in Supernatural Encounters. If you ever look up the Dawn World in Star Wars, the Dawn World, it is influenced heavily by the Lord of the Rings world. It's like the original Celestials of the Star Wars universe, like the first beings to exist. They create their essentially like Eden, their paradise in the physical realm outside of the Force. Like they exist in the spiritual essentially, and then as follows many religions on Earth, the spiritual beings desire a physical realm, and they form this kind of Dawn world. There's actually EU characters that are like literally elves too. So there is elf lore in Star Wars. So these like very, very, very ancient beings. Yeah, it's interesting. Interessante. Is this right? I think I did that wrong. After all that transition stuff, I think that's supposed to be over here. Is it not? UI updates do always suck. Android did one on the phones recently. It's like, what the heck? Why did you do that? Everything looked worse. Okay, let's see this. Okay, gotta do a lot of audio work on these multiple transitions here, but the concept will work. That transition will look good once I do this boring audio work, because we'll transition like, just gonna fade in on this though. Let's get that a little longer. Hum da dum dum da dum 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 dum. Yeah, that Android update sucked, didn't it? Nice. I like that transition. That sounded good. I can't believe it, guys. I made it to Plaisir. Holy
There we
cow.
are.
We're actually on Plaisir. I've never... Man, it's been so long since I have watched through this segment. I'm not going to have time to do it tonight. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to wrap this up soon. I promise I won't take 11 days to stream this time. I'm still just insanely slammed at work, and I'm gone Friday, Saturday. I will probably stream Sunday night again. It's the 18th. May 19 is my B-day. It's true, it's true. Yeah, hold on, looking at the dates. I might be able to tomorrow. Either tomorrow or Sunday will be my next stream, and then I'll one way or another I'll be able to do a little bit of work tomorrow on some of this, and then yeah, it's good. Next stream will be all Plaisir focused, and we'll be looking for the right transitions back to Boba's story, which I've got one in here now, which I need to replace this with something else. This was just here as a placeholder of when should my Boba transition be. That probably feels right, because that's like another 9 minutes. 9-minute switch between A and B plots. Today is George Lucas's birthday. I texted my entire family. I've got a family group chat. There's like 14 of us in there, with grandparents and uncle, cousins type of stuff. They all wish each other happy birthdays. I'm not a big birthday guy in general. I usually miss out, and then today, I'm like, they know me as notorious for I just never say happy birthday to somebody. They give me crap about it. But then today was George Lucas's birthday. First thing in the morning, I go in my family chat and I type happy birthday George Lucas. Yeah. You can imagine how that went. Hardcover for... I heard Revan's better as a standalone? Yeah, I would definitely say that. If you did not like have experience with the KOTOR series, you will probably be pleased, though, if you did and consumed a lot of lore in the era. I won't spoil anything, but I think the book has some big storytelling issues. I mean, I would probably say it's one of my least favorite novels, just from... It got so shoehorned into the trying to fit the Old Republic video game that it didn't do Revan's story justice, I don't think. There's some good parts, but there's some not good parts. Rendering off and sending through a mock-up of One Shot. It came through. We'll close with this tonight. Can I show it to people? This is a mock-up, guys. I have no clue what state this is in. This Goob did this literally in like 10 minutes. Oh, heck yeah! Oh, you got me hyped now. You get some fingers hanging down. Nice. Are you like rotoscoping out of episode 6? Is that what's happening here? You did that freaking fast, too. This is going to be cool, man. Good ideas, everybody. Tonight was fun. Thanks for collabing. Yeah, once if Goob gets time in the next week or so to try a render of that, then I'll re-plug in the audio, and then I'm happy with this Boba segment for sure. Then we'll cut back once we get through some Plaisir stuff, through the Super Battle Droid thing. Then we will cut into this. This isn't going to be here. This is now. Hold on, let me think. What did I say earlier? This one is going to be the diplomacy with the Hutts. So, trying to think. That will be back at Garza's, where the huts roll up in the streets, essentially. That's a pretty short scene. I've been meaning to just like quick skim through Disney Plus and like just take inventory of what scenes I have access to, because they're kind of starting to blur together in my head a little bit. So I'll start to write down like what scenes I do want to use. Cool. Yeah, cool. Taking from episode 6 and masking it in. You work fast, though. You must be a masking pro after your General Grievous projects and stuff, huh? That's exciting. Thank you so much. I'm gonna wrap it up there. I gotta make it to the gym tomorrow. Don't want to miss it. I missed it today. Not gonna miss it tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. It was good to talk to you all again. Had a great time tonight. Hope you did too. Thanks for always helping me through my audio issues one way or the other. All right, like I said, I'll be working a little bit tomorrow on this. Might stream tomorrow night, or I'll try for Sunday night if I can't do that. So, peace be with you, and also the Force and other things. Good night.